You people who support Chris and Hollie, have you really taken a good look at their videos lately? The smug, arrogant attitude that they have, essentially bragging about scamming you and ripping you off, where they eat out every day, where people who work hard a lot of times can't afford to eat out maybe once or twice a month. And then you have these scumbags doing it every day because you enable them. Look at them very closely. Do you see an attitude of gratitude? No. No, they don't appreciate it because people look, people, as a cop, I dealt with people like this all the time. And these two are the same as all the others that I've encountered. They're moochers, they're beggars, they're scammers, they're lazy. They take advantage of you. And then they turn around, instead of being grateful, they turn around and they're being cocky and arrogant. And let me tell you, Chris and Hollie, neither of you have anything to be arrogant about. Nothing. Just because you're proud of yourselves for scamming these people out of money and have people sending you gift cards and money every month, you're both lowlifes. And you people who fund them, think about what you're doing. And I know people argue and say, well, what would happen to Elion? You know what? That's not your problem, as I've said before. You know, Chris needs to be forced to take care of him financially. You're funding laziness. You're funding, as I've said a long time ago, the Bible's very plain that if a man will not work, neither should he eat. I don't understand you people. You keep shelling out money to these moochers. You keep shelling out money to these lazy ass, refuse to work. They both get jobs, like I said before, and all their problems would be solved. No, he didn't want to work. Oh, I don't believe in being tied to a 9 to 5. No, but you believe in mooching, and then you claim you're self-sufficient, where every penny that you get comes from your subscribers. As I said before, you're no more self-sufficient than my dog. People, I wish you people had some common sense. I really do. I really wish you people who support them had some common sense. Because you obviously do not. You don't understand. Look what you're creating. Oh, you're funding their alcohol. And let me tell you what, I know from people who know them behind the scenes, you're funding their alcohol habit and their drug habit. Yeah, you're funding their drugs. You can't keep enabling this stuff, people. You can't do it. When are you going to wake up? When are you going to get your head out of your ass and see what's really going on? They don't appreciate the thing. Look at all the crap that they have thrown on the ground. Anything that they're given, they're just those kind of people that anything that they're given, they just trash it. This RV that they have already is a junk pile. If you look at the video they took inside, she can't keep it clean. She doesn't try to keep it clean. Hollie makes absolutely no effort domestically. None. Somebody asked if they brush Elion's teeth. Maybe Chris does. I know Hollie sure wouldn't get off her ass and do it. They're worthless, lazy scum. And you guys keep funding this crap. They've had this planned out from the very beginning. And I don't understand why you guys can't see it. because the rest of the world sees it. You've got to cut them off. Chris needs to go to work. He needs to be a man and support his family. The support needs to stop, people. You've got to make them stand on their own 2 feet. Quit being fools. Quit being taken advantage of by these scammers. I mean, how arrogant is it and entitled do you have to be to be promoting your Amazon wish list? That's just sickening. To those of us that have some moral values, those of us that believe that people should fend for themselves, it's disgusting. These people are totally disgusting. Now I'm going to read you some things that other people have said. I'm not alone in my assessment. Far from alone. And that's what I want to share with you today, and maybe it'll help wake you up and see what you're doing. Why in the hell should they be able to go out to eat every day when people that work hard 40, 50, 60 hours a week can't afford to? Why should it be easy for them when they're outright refusing to work? I don't understand you people. You've got some frickin' brain cells missing or something. You really do. You've lost the ability to think. You're doing everything on your emotions. And that'll get you in trouble. Anytime you act on your emotions instead of logic, you got problems. So let me begin reading, letting you know that this evaluation of them and their lifestyle and their character, I'm not alone. All right, this first person says, over a year ago, hubby and I happened across one of their videos on YouTube where they were looking at some mobile home with a campsite on the property somewhere. They wanted to rent it. We subscribed just to see if they were able to rent the home. Never found another video about it, so apparently they were not able to do that. After watching a couple other videos, both my husband and I got a strong vibe that they were basically professional scam artists. And dang good ones at that. We unsubscribed, but admittedly, I watched a few more because I found dumpster diving to be kind of an interesting venture. The more I watched, the more disgusted I became at how blatant they were at artfully manipulating people into financing their lazy rears. I came across a video where Chris and Hollie were complaining about their haters and told their followers that the only way to make sure other YouTubers who were slamming them didn't make money on their videos was to not watch them at all. Ah, thank you, Hollie, for that nugget of golden advice. I have not watched any of their videos since and am tickled that she's the one who helped me not to fund their lazy lifestyle. I'm not against people earning their living through YouTube. I am, however, against people using it to scam others who work hard for every dime they get so that the scammer doesn't have to work. I've believed since pretty much the beginning that their son is not being properly cared for and that they are both lazy. I also believe that what they'd really like to do is have a home and a more normal life. They just don't want to have to work for it. Amen. And want that once-in-a-lifetime situation where home and money just falls into their laps. People who are willing to just live off others have no sense of pride and believe the world owes them. Yeah, just like I've told you, that entitled attitude that they've developed. Because that's what people like this do. When the YouTube funds fizzle out, and they will because folks are catching on, we'll see what they're really made of. Yeah, we already kind of know that pretty much. All right, next person says, anyone else notice they become religious when the same people sending them stuff were saying, we are praying for you? Yeah, I've noticed. They're like chameleons. Yeah. And that should show you right there, people, that they're dishonest. Also, if I sent someone money to help them out, then saw them eating out all the time, I'd be pissed. Yeah. Please, people, quit sending them stuff. If you are sending items, you can bet those items are being sold. If you are sending money or gift cards, you are just playing straight into their game. That's exactly right, people. Why should they have all these privileges? Why are you guys doing this for them when they don't deserve it? I don't have any problem with giving somebody something who's trying hard. You know, they're trying their best to make it. They're trying their best to support themselves, and they need a little help. I'm not against that at all. But to sponge off you for every frickin' dime while they're being lazy asses. Okay, like I said, 5 years, and the only reason, like I said, the only reason Chris started building in that last video is because they've been called out on it, and they want to make it look like they're actually doing something. People, if you cannot see through this bullshit, you cannot see through their scam, you need something. You need to get your head out of your ass, number one. All right, this is what one former landlord said. They literally tore my house to shreds, burnt out my electric, and then told everyone what a crap house they were living in. I believe they aren't showing the inside because it's awful when compared to what they had. My house is beautiful, and they had utilities included in the rent. I heard that complaints about bills and startup costs are already flying out. It's amazing how two adults don't understand that everybody has to pay bills. Please stop sending them money and gifts. If he is working, doing YouTube and selling items, what's the problem? Of course, he's not working now. Are there substances the money is going out to, or what? Well, they actually know. But as they've said in other places. One thing is for sure, they haven't spent money on Elion. Yeah, and by the way, this is the same person who just made this statement about them. This is the same person who found Elion one night 2 miles from where they lived, right at the edge of the water. Middle of the night, Chris and Hollie paying absolutely no attention, didn't even know he was gone. And this happens a lot. She found him down by the water, 2 miles from home. Yeah. And the thing is, people, the money that you send them and all that is not going to do anything to improve their parenting skills. Regardless of how much money you send, Elion is going to be in danger as long as he is still with them. Now, I don't believe in taking kids from their families in most instances. But this kid, he didn't have a chance. He's being taught that everything is given to you. He's being taught, like I said, he's already learned how to shoplift. Well, that's what his mom does. They're thieves. They had, you know how they have stuff sitting in front of the store a lot of times, like at Walmart? and they had a bunch of stuff sitting outside the store. They sneaked in there, stole a bunch of it, and then sold it in a yard sale. Thieves. And this is what you're promoting. This is what you're funding. These kind of people. Like I said, you should absolutely be ashamed of yourself if you send them a dime. You really should. You don't have any common sense. I swear, none. You can't have. Or you wouldn't be funding this idiocy. All right, somebody else said, let's hope more and more people smarten up and not send them money or anything else for that matter. We work for a living and can't go out to eat and stay in hotels like they do. These two are the biggest loser scam artists that I have ever seen. Same valuation as me. The next person says, how can two adults with a child be so selfish? Chris made sure he put his workshop together and spent a fortune on wood, I'm sure. But the thing he should have done was make his child a bed and bought a mattress for him. I feel sorry for Elion. They just let him run wild with absolutely no supervision at all, which is the same thing that Hollie did with her other kids. Exact same thing. Leopard does not change its spots, people. Seems they have money to eat out every day, but they could have used the gift money and bought some secondhand furniture and made a decent home for Elion. And I believe that this was when they were actually living in a trailer when they wrote that. The next person says, I watched them for 2 years, actually thought they were joking about all that stuff, such as flat earth, calling Santa Satan, thought it was a way to joke or make money, but I commented once, very curious, if Christmas was against their religion. If it was against their religion, why do they accept gifts? Hollie responded, your mom blows. That's a legitimate question. It really is. It's hypocrisy. That's how she responded. Because she has no class. She says, my mom died when I was young, never was a sub, but stopped watching. They cannot live anywhere. The mobile home had poison water, which it didn't. So much drama. Claimed Elliot had lead poisoning. Never showed us proof or mentioned it again. Hopeless and camping, begging subs for money. One good-hearted woman reached out and tried to help. Her only fault was having a big heart. They talked about her so bad, trashed her home, and it was beautiful. She was owed money, tried just to move on, but they made horrible videos, of course, blaming her. Yeah, so that's what they do. They lie. They are liars. They are absolute liars. You would not believe, because I know people who know exactly what happened, talk about how one thing will happen, then they'll come on YouTube, and because they've always got to be the victim. It's just like Jeff. You back to Jeff. He's always the victim. Always. Scammers are always the victim, people. Always the victim. And they're making stuff up all the time. Because they can come on and then you people believe their lies. Why, I don't know. They don't have any character, people. I mean, the very fact that he refuses to work ought to tell you something. And you people know that that's the right thing to do is for him to go to work and get a freaking job and support his family. Not you supporting them. It's not your responsibility. You're stupid if you send them anything. They're always the poor victims. I will tell you who the victims are. Her children. As far as I know, Elion is the only one she has raised, and it's so sad. The kid eats food scraps off their plates. I saw them in Olive Garden eating from a gift card their subs sent. He got a breadstick. I talked about that yesterday. They don't even give him his own food. Like I said, most mothers would make sure their kid ate before they did. But is Holly going to do that? No, because she has no class. It's never Elle is never talked about. That's her oldest son. Melanie, I heard her dad raised her, heard she had another son, never saw him, but have seen many talk about him. She does owe back child support. I know how they get subs by stealing other subs, pretends to be their friend to get them. These people need their channel taken down. I hardly watch YouTube anymore because of them. Every channel I try to watch is giving them shout-outs or sending them stuff. More idiots. These are not kids, but two adults about 45 or 47. They have been in trouble with eBay before and now owe them money. Yeah, in fact, eBay ended up banning them like 2 or 3 times. Just wait, the third landlord will fall victim to them. But the real victim is that little boy, never watched, plays with glass by the dumpsters, runs barefoot or in his socks in the snow, even runs naked. All the toys people send, and they still beg for toys, now asking everyone just to give them money on PayPal. And who in their right mind pays $50 or $60 for a candle, which I guess that she was selling them. She was getting them out of dumpsters, then selling them for $50, $60. I get mine from Bath and Body Works, went on sale for $10, and comes from the store, not the dumpster. All right, next person says, I hate reading this stuff. I really do, because it just, all it does, the more I read about them, the more I see what kind of people they are, the more disgusted and sickening. Next person says, they were staying in a motel in Virginia near the beach. Told none of their subs and moved, renting off someone else. The North Carolina CPS was called on them at a mobile home they lived in. Cannot believe they talked their way out of it. Left everything there and blamed the landlord. It's a repeat cycle with them. It is every time. Yeah, it's always somebody else's fault. There was one video Chris's daughter made. She is like 20 years old, telling Holly that Chris's brother smoked so much pot with her, she barely made it home. She even says, Uncle Tommy. Holly laughs and laughs and videos it. Some parents getting pot while taking money off subs for food in the campgrounds. Also, beer cans everywhere. Holly is wanted for back child support. They keep moving for reasons. I know they are not married, and she's talked about getting food stamps in one other older video. The little boy needs help. He has huge marks on his face. You know what she does, though? Here's what she does. She has a bunch of different aliases that she uses. And so when she applies for food stamps, she uses a different name. Now that right there tells you what kind of a person she is. Yeah, like they need food stamps when you guys are allowing them to eat out every day. It's sickening, people. It's truly sickening. And you're making it worse. You're not helping them. You're not. You think you are. You're just perpetuating this lifestyle. You're perpetuating their laziness. You're rewarding laziness. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Why would you fund you people are just, I don't understand you. I don't. That send them money. All right, the next person says, when I first watched them, Hollie was pregnant with Elian. Her daughter was not with them. I thought they were strange, but thought that was how they made money. I do read comments, cannot believe they sold dumpster food on eBay. They sold donuts that were recalled over nut allergy. They could have killed people. One video freaked me out. Chris pulled a gun out of his pants, laid it by his tools. Elian was walking around, thought, oh my God, if that child gets that gun. Hollie edits and removes videos, also uses many fake accounts and admitted it, even suggested their subs make fake accounts to like their videos. Does that sound like an honest person to you? Absolutely not. They have had GoFundMe, van funds, barn raising funds. Every sub sent $2 for a new house. People sent them money like crazy. Now no eBay, so it's just give to their PayPal. Sadly, Elian does not benefit from this money. Poor little boy. Runs all around parking lots while they keep diving and not watching him. They hand him candy right out of the dumpster to eat. Yeah, a lot of people have seen him do that in their videos. That's disgusting, people. You don't know, and they don't even wash it off. Yeah, they hand it to out of the dumpster to eat, not even washing it first. This little boy has no real life, no real food, lunatic parents. They run all the time, think they know CPS will eventually catch them, and Hollie will lose yet another child, even more child support. People, I'm being honest. I am so disgusted over this. I am so disgusted and appalled at what you people are funding. I just can't believe it. Chris is perfectly able to go back to work driving truck. He has the CDL. He could go back to work driving truck. That's what he needs to do. Support his family. All right, the next person says they now prey on other channels with not many subs, then steal what subs they have. Even if these channels have only 5,000 subs, that's subs they steal. Double D, which I guess that's another dumpster diver, started out doing great, was watching him until he started giving them shout-outs, sending them stuff, calling Chris his brother. Bam! They stole his subs. People comment on his videos. Get that for Hollie, now getting things from a dumpster diver queen and her subs. This is how they wrote it. A lot of it, the grammar and everything's not making a lot of sense. So I cannot understand all these brainwashed people. I do not watch any channel that gives them shout-outs or gifts. Hollie lied to CPS about her name, Hollie Canopy. Watch that video. They are not married. See, like what I just said, she uses different names to get by. She uses names of any man she has had kids with. Only real name I could find was Hollie Ann Curbo. That's how you can also find her mugshot for back child support. I think actually her name right now is Cox, because I think that was the guy she's still married to, John Cox. Yes, I have heard them being racist, both of them. Chris is no longer working. Have a strange feeling about the house they claim to rent. No proof. But have seen their subs and comments offer them homes to live in. If you look in the workshop, it is full of beer cans and cigarette butts. Anyone ever seen the yard at the mobile home they lived in? It was so disgusting. She has one child not yet taken from her, probably because they keep running. Notice she is trying all of a sudden to act like a mother in her last videos, but not fooling me. People have even said they only help them because of Elion. The truth is they use Elion to bring in money. Sickening. That's exactly right. They use him as their cash cow. Do you support other people's kids? Let me tell you, there's people a lot more deserving than these scumbags. But you don't support them. Why would you support these people? It's not your responsibility. Chris can go back to work. He can go back to work. Next person says, I don't watch them anymore, not even on something else. I can't understand what that is. I had missed the cat injury as I usually skip through their vids and on mute. And I think I talked about that yesterday. This cat they had that they didn't take to the vet. That was the last straw for me. I still look at their thumbnails to get a sense of their latest scams. They are very good at keeping their audience in suspense, and for every fan that catches on and drops off, there are two clueless ones waiting to take their place. Wash and repeat. So far it's worked, but for how long? I watch a few other moochers, not as popular as these two, and it's depressing how they carry on with their e-begging, and not one channel has taken a dive. I'm honestly at the point I was asked to look into this couple, and I'm almost regretting it because it's just it's frustrating to me that people don't have enough common sense to quit sending them money and gift cards. Especially, like I said, if you watch their videos, they're arrogant, and they have nothing to be arrogant about. That's not something to be proud of, Chris and Hollie. It is not something to be proud of that you're scamming people out of money and gift cards, and that you're getting things that you absolutely do not deserve, period. You do not deserve it. All right, this person says, last video showed them thanking the people that gave money to PayPal to eat Mexican food and go dumpster diving and to get a P.O. box. So let me get this straight. YouTube pays them. Then they want their subs to pay them. Everyone owes them a life. They were begging for money to eat out. These people are sick and disgusting. Hello. I agree. I think Hollie wanted Chris to quit his job because she hated taking care of her own kid. And I've had a lot of people say that she freaks out when she's alone with him. One sub is too many for their crazy, warped channel. 100%. Totally 100. The next person says, these two are classic e-beggars with absolutely no pride or shame. 2 or 3 videos ago, Chris said, if anybody wants to help some broke-ass rednecks and support the channel, we have PayPal. That translates into hint, hint, make a donation. Thank you for fuel donations and all that good stuff. We're getting love from all around, keeping us going. Yeah, your scam's working, right? But for how long? They don't cook at home except to make coffee, and all they do is hint for money and gift cards so they can eat out constantly. Why is it that poor Elion never gets his own plate of food? Now they're whining about how hot it is and the air conditioner is not working in the truck. Another hint. All you gullible fools, send us money. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one that sees through it. I don't understand why you people don't see through it. You people that support them. Why can't you see through this? Are you really that oblivious? Are you really that naive or that stupid? You can't fix stupid. The next person says, sure wish there was a way to get the message out there for people to stop helping them and let them learn to fend for themselves for a change. Chris is perfectly capable of making decent money, driving truck, and Holly needs to learn to get off her lazy butt and take care of her son. Hello. I couldn't agree more. Next person says, they have been moochers since they started. They use that little boy, pushing him up to the camera. I'm sure he is told what to say. They use him to get money. It is so sad. I watch other channels that never ask for anything. They donate, fill pantry boxes for the poor, and all they ask is to hit the like button. I have heard Chris and Holly tell their subs what is in their Amazon wish list. People buy it for them. But funny, Chris always has a beer and cigarette with him almost always. Yeah, the last video, there are all these beer bottles that they're breaking with bowling ball. Real brain. Like I said, I hope they cleaned up the glass before Elion stepped on it and cut his foot open. I know Holly sure as hell wouldn't have. Maybe Chris did. I think their subs think that little boy is getting money from it. Crab had to beg for a bed for him from a neighbor. So sickening. All right, this next person, I love this. I love what they say. It says, okay, you are not self-sufficient if you are relying on others to pay your way. Yeah, but on their YouTube info page, we are self-sufficient. They say that twice. We dive to survive. You're liars. It says working hard means you don't beg, manipulate, or coerce people for money or material goods. I'm not ever going to bother speaking about their religious beliefs. Yeah. And the only time they're religious is when they want a donation from a church or somebody they perceive to be a Christian. They're chameleons. When you're tough, yeah, you don't whine. You don't whine about what you don't have or can't do. Being hard-headed means they refuse to listen to sound advice so they can continue mooching off people and being lazy. Unique translates to, we have minds that have figured out how to use others for our own gain and have no conscience about it. Which is exactly what I said in one video. It was entitled, Some People Have No Conscience. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. If you're struggling on a daily basis to survive, become legitimate hard workers. If your only goal is to survive, the rest of your life will be a struggle. And the last thing they say, start putting that boy of yours first. He needs a safe place to live. He needs a home life. He needs his own bed, his own room. He needs a routine that gives him security enough to know where he'll be waking up every day and the stability of having constance in his life. Yeah, they're destroying that child, people. You think that, oh, he's getting, all these people that make all of these excuses. And a lot of you have kids. You should understand how kids develop. You should understand what makes a normal, well-adjusted child. And this ain't it. It says he is being set up for failure by two parents who are more concerned about what they want to do instead of putting their son first and what is best for him. Amen. The next person says, I have been watching them for a year now. These two hustlers make me sick to my stomach. But what makes me even sicker is the way they treat their son, Elion. How could parents put themselves in front of their own child? He hasn't been to the doctors since I've watched their show. I don't think they believe in doctors or dentists. So that child is not going to get the care that he needs. There's videos where he's been sick and coughing his head off. They don't take him to the doctor. You want to support that? That's what you want to support? I also notice when they go out to eat, they don't even buy him food. They take food off their plate and give him a little. He had to call her by her first name in hopes that she would answer him because she wouldn't answer him when he called her mom, a term she doesn't even deserve to be called. I agree. He's outside with no sunblock, no shoes, and half the time no shorts. I really hope someone reports them. Elian needs to have a stable life and parents who care about him. I could go on and on about Chris and Hollie, but I'm going to read and respond to more things when I see what you all have written. Totally disgusting. These people. And you can't call them trailer trash because they don't even have a trailer. Oh, I guess they do have an RV now that they're already trashing. This person says, I'm speaking to the former landlord. I'm so sorry for the way they treated you. They are not decent people, but users. They talk a good game. I'm sure it's not the first time that they have stolen stuff from someone. You're a good person and you tried to help them. It won't be long before they screw up the housing they have now. They already found a neighbor to give them furniture. They'll eventually screw her over too. They like to say how independent they are, but without people sending them money and gifts, they'd have nothing. Yeah, they are not and he bases his whole premise of their lifestyle on the fact that they're self-sufficient. Chris, you're not self-sufficient when other people are supporting you. Like I said, you've taken on the role of the woman. You refuse to be a man. This next person says, speaking of them stealing, in an older video, you know how Walmart leaves stuff outside? Well, they stole all kinds, sand buckets, cushions for outdoor furniture, and I believe it was coolers, sold it fast in a yard sale. Watch their new video. One of the first things Chris says is, donate to our PayPal. Sick moochers. Cannot work like the rest of us. They're thieves. These people have absolutely no character and no class. And I don't understand it. I do not understand why you would send them anything. And they flaunt it. And they start, anybody that speaks a word against them, oh, they're haters. Yeah, I'm a hater. I hate what they're doing. I hate the fact that you guys are supporting it. Like I said, if that makes me a hater, then I'm probably their biggest hater right now. And everybody's jealous of us. Yeah, you can be smug as long as people are sending you money, but what happens if it stops? Then let's see you get on camera and be smart asses and act all smug and cocky. You guys have nothing to be proud about. You guys have nothing to be cocky about. And you don't even have enough frickin' common sense to be ashamed. That's the thing that gets me. These people, and like I said, I've dealt with people like this. I've seen many, many people like this. And don't even have the sense to pour piss out of a bucket if the instructions were on the heel. Or piss out of a boot. Or either one. No common sense. And no shame. They don't have no self-pride. Now, there is a point where pride can be wrong, but at least have enough, let's put it this way, no self-respect. They have no self-respect. If they did, they wouldn't be living off you guys. The next person says, let me say this. When all the stuff was going on with blank, and then Hollie posted on her Facebook account for all her followers to stop blank once and for all. This was a late night post and was only up for an hour or two, then deleted. Yeah, of course. That's what deceivers do. That's what unethical people do. That's what people who are trying to hide do. The post said, please help us. It will only take a minute or two of your time. Now, these messages were private, but I believe Hollie was asking her Facebook people to report blank's YouTube and try to get blank shut down. Yeah, same thing they're trying to do with me because I speak out against them. They do that to anybody that speaks out because they see, and like I said, people, think a little bit. Think a little bit, just a little bit. If they were doing nothing wrong, they wouldn't worry about it. There'd be no need to go after me or after other people. Absolutely no need. If they didn't have anything to hide. Right? 2 + 2 = 4. Now, nothing came of this because people either didn't want to do it or warned Hollie about the ramifications of such an attack, so she quickly deleted the post. This is the type of people they are, and I wish someone would expose them. I'm trying. There has to be tons of people out there that can't stand them. Those marks on Hollie's face are from meth use. Meth use or meth lab mishap. Those are deep wounds from picking while using meth. One day I fear little Elion will suffer a mishap. Hope I'm wrong. And by the way, if you think that she has stopped using drugs, no. A leopard doesn't change its spots. Yeah, if you think that she's no longer using drugs, you're crazy. Next person says, something that's so mind-boggling to me is that it only took my husband and I watching 2 videos to get that they were nothing more than lazy moochers looking for a free ride. Yet so many seem to not get that at all. How do people get that dang dumb? Hey, exactly. Where's the natural instinct we were all given? Common sense seems to have just disappeared from this equation. Man, you'd swear I'd be saying the same thing. How can anyone watch the majority of those videos and not know right away that their son is being neglected and, in fact, in danger oftentimes? CPS needs to get police involved in this. They can locate the two of them and put that little boy into foster care until either they get themselves together or give up their rights to him. That sweet child needs so much more than he's getting. And I agree that the marks on Hollie's face are meth pock marks. I think I'm only going to read a couple more. I can only take so much of this at a time because they make me so sick. This person says, these two are horrible. I have wished since they screwed blank over that someone would take these two idiots down. So whoever found the address, you should turn them into CPS. I mean, we have proof, video evidence that they do not watch this child. They let him roam around and don't even know where he is half the time when they're in the dumpster. There was one video where they're both in this dumpster. At one point, Hollie just randomly goes, "Do we still have a child?" And looks around and was like, "Oh, yep, there he is." They do not deserve to have that precious baby. I feel sorry for him. He's being taught crap like flat earth, and the way they interpret the Bible is sickening. You know, mask, just change one letter and you have Mark. I guess something about... Oh, that's right. He was saying that the COVID mask was the mark of the beast. Here's your sign. Wow. Are these two dumb or what? Dumb and dumber. Oh, my word. Yeah, the COVID mask is the mark of the beast. How in the hell would you come up with that? My word. That's got to be one of the dumbest things I ever heard. But consider the source. All right, I'm going to read one more. Now I'm going to read two more. In one of the recent YouTube, keep in mind, this stuff was written a while ago, so it's not necessarily current. It's what was happening at the time. In one of the recent YouTube videos, Hollie is showing the room that will be Elion's room, and she refers to him as a spoiled little brat. Not cool in my book. The poor little boy has no schedule, and I'm sure they are out at all hours of the night dumpster diving, and he sits in the back seat. He never gets to play with other children either. So sad. One of her subs asked her where the fishing set she sent Elion was. He must have had another one, and Hollie's excuse was that with all their moving and Elion just leaving his stuff everywhere, she must have lost it. No, I took it and sold it. That's what they do. People who are that know them know that they do that. They've seen it. You send them gifts and they don't appreciate it. See, they're entitled, people. They're entitled. You have created a monster. You have created these entitled attitudes. They don't appreciate anything that you give them. They just expect it. This person says, that's the whole point about how manipulating Chris and Hollie are and how dangerous they are, not to mention Chris carries a gun down his pants everywhere they go, always has. All their new subs they got from a dumpster diver called Double D, another victim, and he does not even know it yet, sends them all kinds of free stuff. So many of their subs are new and have not found them out yet. Dumpster Queen is another one. They now have their new plan. Go to other dumpster divers channels, steal their subs. Always a new evil plan with them. When I see any diver in with them, I never watch them again. Oh, I have warned many that do know about them. We need to get the word out somehow. I've seen Hollie wear the same shirt for days when it is filthy. She turns it inside out. They look so dirty, you cannot believe people buy anything from them. Also brainwashing their subs to not wear a mask, saying COVID is a hoax. It's not a hoax. I had it. It ain't no hoax. say it is a hoax, wanting to start a cult. They are insane. What we need to focus on is getting these people's channel taken down. I feel sorry for Alien, as he has never had a normal life and never will unless CPS catches up with them. It's going to take all of us reporting their crazy videos. In one of their newer videos, he was in a little pool and it was storming with lightning outside. I could type all day, but you all know this stuff already. Enough people have been taken and hurt by them. Enough is enough. And I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. Enough is enough, people. It's time to quit letting them do this to you. It'll never stop. It'll never stop. If you can't get a place built in 5 years, and like I said, get a job, you could get a place to live. But no, they got this bright idea because, see, the only reason they bought that land, people, I'm telling you the truth. The only reason they bought that land is because this way they could keep the money coming in. Because I know people that know what's going on. They're not staying on that land. They're there to film their videos, but they're not staying there. I'm just saying. It's a show. It's a front. Yeah. I'm not going to say anything more, but I'm just letting you know, people that are there, see what's going on, know them, have told me they're not staying on that land. Yeah, they're not even staying in the RV. I mean, look at the last video where she didn't even know that, what was it, a Spider-Man bed or something was underneath. Copper, stop it. Spider-Man bed or whatever it was under. Oh, look what we found. It shows you. They just happened to stop by, make a film, make a video. Yeah, you people are being taken big time. And you need to stop. Do not send them another dime.